If you've been holding off on using AI in your business because you're scared it'll make you sound like everyone else, I want to show you something. A survey of 2,000 people came back with data showing 78% of them said it's getting harder to tell what's written by a person and what's written by AI. I know what you're thinking. That just proved your fear right. Except it didn't. Stay with me because the very same research found something else. Something that changes the whole question you should be asking. Hi, I'm Sabrina. I help small business owners figure out where AI actually fits in their business in a way that still feels like them. And the number one thing I hear every single time is some version of this. I don't want to sound like a robot. I don't want my emails to read like they could have come from anybody. What makes my business mine is the way I show up for people, and I'm scared AI will flatten that out. Just so you know, that fear is not silly. It's not you being behind or overly cautious. It is a real, reasonable thing to be thinking about. But here's where it gets interesting. Quick gut check before I keep going. If I don't want to sound generic is the actual reason you've been avoiding AI, drop a yes in the comments. I want to know how many of us are standing in the exact same spot. So here's that 78% number again. People are saying it's harder than ever to tell AI writing from human writing. On the surface, that sounds like the worst possible news if you're scared of sounding generic. But the same set of research asked a follow-up question. They didn't just ask, can you tell the difference? They asked, do you even care? And 82% of people said no. They don't mind at all if a business uses AI to help write something, as long as the finished piece still feels like it came from a real person. Read that again because it's the whole thing right there. People are not rejecting AI. They are rejecting content that doesn't feel human. Those are two completely different problems, and most business owners I talk to think they're the same one. So the real question was never, should I use AI? The real question is, will what comes out the other side still sound like me? And that is a solvable problem. That is not a reason to stay stuck. I think this hits different when you've spent years building something with your own hands and your own voice. You didn't build your business by sounding like everyone else. You built it because people could feel that it was you on the other end. Your way of explaining things, your way of checking in, your way of saying the thing that needed to be said, kindly, at the right moment. So of course the thought of AI writing for you feels risky. It feels like it could quietly erode the one thing that actually makes people trust you. But that only happens if you hand AI the wheel without ever putting your own voice into it first. That's not a flaw in AI. That's a setup problem. And setup problems can be fixed. This is exactly the gap the Business Clarity Consultation was built to close. It's not, here's a tool, go figure it out. It's a guided process where we sit down together and map out where automation and AI could actually help in your business. And just as importantly, where it shouldn't touch a thing. In the first part, the Automation Clarity Audit, we walk through your actual day-to-day, where your time is leaking, where you're repeating yourself, where the same kind of message goes out again and again in your own words. You walk away with a written map of your top opportunities, labeled in plain language, quick wins you could try this week, and bigger plays for the next 90 days. Then in the second part, the Sensible Action Plan, we go further. I build custom prompt templates with you, written and tested for your specific business, in your tone, your phrasing, the way you actually talk to your people. Not a generic template anybody could grab off the internet. Something that sounds like you because it was built around how you already sound. That's the difference. You're not adopting someone else's voice through AI. You're teaching AI to support the voice you already have. By the end, you have a clear written plan you can actually follow, not a stack of theories, something you know exactly what to do with, in an order that makes sense, matched to how comfortable you already are with this stuff. So if I don't want to sound generic is the thing that's been keeping you on the sidelines, we should chat. That fear made sense before you had this information. It makes a lot less sense now that you know what people are actually responding to. They're not grading you on whether you used AI. They're responding to whether it still feels like you. And that part, the part that makes it feel like you, is exactly what we build together in the business clarity consultation, on purpose, from the very first conversation. If this is the thing that's been sitting in the back of your mind, I'd love to talk it through with you. No pressure, no pitch, just a real conversation about where you are and whether the business clarity consultation makes sense for your business right now. You can book a free discovery call using the link in the description. We'll talk about where AI could actually help, and we'll talk honestly about the part you're worried about too, because that part matters. It matters to me as much as it matters to you. And if you're not ready for a call yet, come join us over in the Sensible Practice community. It's free, and it's full of business owners working through this exact same question, together, without judgment. However you want to start, I'm glad you're here. Please make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this one. You can also join our school community by clicking on the link in the description.